Due to the Inflation Reduction Act, there's a very good chance that your prescription Part D drug plan will either leave the market or dramatically change. Stay tuned to find out how this will affect you. For those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Rick McDermott here with Senior Solutions Group, and we've been helping navigate Medicare since 1995. We love helping people with retirement, and this is going to be our most challenging fall enrollment period to date. In all my years of doing this, we've never seen potential changes like this ever before. And Joe Biden signed into law the Inflation Reduction Act a couple years ago, and they took partial effect the last couple years, 2024. The out-of-pocket maximum has been changed to $8,000. Starting next year, the out-of-pocket maximum for consumers, people who are on Medicare Part D prescription drug plans, will go down to a $2,000 threshold. And who's going to bear the brunt of that? Well, you and me. The vast majority of people who are on low-cost maintenance drugs are going to pay more for their drug plan, and here's why. Because the insurance companies, this is a Kaiser Family Foundation, the insurance company's responsibility during the catastrophic phase after you hit a $2,000 threshold is going to jump from 20% of the cost that they have to bear in 2024 to 60%. So that is an increase from 20 to 60% from this year to next year. If you are an insurance company and you're in the business of making money, are you going to take that lying down? No, you're not. But the government has partially hamstrung the insurance companies. The insurance companies cannot raise your premium above the rate of inflation. So let's say 6-7% is the most they can raise your premium. So if you're on a drug plan, now there are drug plans that are $3 a month. We even have a drug plan that is a $0 premium or a 25-cent premium. Those drug plans will be, in my opinion, unsustainable for the insurance company. And that's usually the case anyway, because from year to year, the drug plans, the Part D prescription drug insurance companies kind of play the shell game. They'll sign you up for a low-cost drug plan, and after a year or two goes by, they jack the premium up. Well, they can't do that anymore under the new law. So what's that company going to do? Now they're going to be responsible for a lot more out of pocket. They can cancel your plan and remap you, move you to one of their more expensive plans. So we've seen this done in years past where someone was on a Part D drug plan for maybe $20 a month, and then they get their annual notice of change letter. Now this is very important. You must look for your annual notice of change letter, which will come in September. Those of you who have elected to receive those electronically to your email, do not delete that email. I might even advise you to unsubscribe to your email notification, get that hard mailed to you. Because if you don't get that notice in January, you may be in for a rude awakening when your premium went from $3 a month up to maybe even close to $90 or $100 a month. Per person per month. And if you're married and you're both on the same plan, that could be a $200 a month increase on your drug plan. And guess what? You won't be able to do a thing about it until 2026. Let that sink in for a moment. So, people who are on Part D through a Medicare Advantage plan. Now, a Medicare Advantage plan is an alternative to Medicare for people with Medicare. It's a private plan that contracts with the government, and most of those plans have embedded within it a Part D drug plan benefit, which has to follow the same exact rules that the standalone Part D drug plans have. Now, the standalone drug plans are for people who are on original Medicare. They may or may not have a Medicare supplement plan as well. Those people are going to be affected more so than the people that are on Medicare Advantage, in my opinion. Why is that? Because the Medicare Advantage plans get a lot of funding from taxpayers, you and me, so they have a lot more wiggle room to scale back some of the extra benefits like the dental, the vision, hearing aid, over-the-counter maybe veterinary visits for your pet, you name it, they've thrown in the kitchen sink to get you on the Medicare Advantage plans. Those plans are going to be under much more pressure, as well as a little bit less funding for inflation from the government as well. So the Medicare Advantage plans that have been promising all these benefits, that dental benefit that might be $1,000 or $1,500 or even $2,000, may be cut in half or maybe by 2/3. So those of you who are on a Medicare Advantage plan, you need to look at your benefits as well, because your extra benefits may be scaled back. You may have higher co-pays for a specialist. Also, you got to be aware that you might have a premium where in years past you hadn't had a premium. Also, your standalone Part D drug plan standardized premium, the deductible, I should say, is going from $545 up to $590. So these Part D drugs that you might be getting for free might cost you $8, $10, $12 next year on top of the premium increases, because the insurance companies are going to be on the hook for the majority of the cost of your drugs once you hit a $2,000 limit next year. So to get you to that $2,000 quicker, they may start charging the deductible for drugs that they have not charged the deductible for in years past. So simvastatin, lisinopril, losartan, metoprolol, those maintenance drugs that you may have not had to pay the deductible on next year, there's a very high likelihood that you may have to pay a deductible on those. Also, drugs that were in Tier 1 and 2 may be in Tiers 3 or 4 next year. So those are higher co-pays to get you to that $2,000 quicker. So the vast majority of people aren't going to hit that $2,000 limit. So people who are on catastrophic drug tiered medicine, cancer drugs, some of these blood thinners, Xarelto, Januvia, Eliquis, they may hit that $2,000 or come closer to it than most people. But the bottom line is you're going to pay more for your drug plan next year in all likelihood. And there's a very, very high likelihood that you're going to have to change your drug plan through no fault of your own, through no choice of your own, but because the insurance company will not offer it anymore. Because the insurance companies aren't going to take this laying down. They're going to find a way to keep, now they don't make a lot of money on these. Some of these insurance companies get into the Part D market in order to lure you to their Medicare Advantage product. So with that in mind, those of you who are on a Medicare supplement plan also might see higher premium rate increases for next year. So during COVID, a lot of people were putting off knee surgeries, shoulder surgeries, hip surgeries, because we were all told to stay home, not go to the hospital. Well, in 2023 and 2024, the insurance companies were not making money hands over fist anymore. Now they're paying a lot more out in claims. We've seen double-digit rate increases across the board, whether you're on a Plan G or a Plan N. Now, if you're on a Plan G, you're probably going to see a much higher rate increase than those of you who are on a Plan N. So if you're on a Plan G and you want to look at Plan N to save some money, you can also reach out to us. So our main objective is to find out if we can help you in any way, shape, or form. So there's a lot of agents out there that in years past, they waited till September to plan for their annual fall enrollment period. We've been planning for this since last year even, knowing this is going to be happening. So one of our main objectives here at Senior Solutions Group is to educate and inform you. Our other objective is to see if we can help you. So if you have a situation that, you know what, I need to review my plan, it's a good idea to get your agent your drugs now. If you don't have an agent, reach out to us at Senior Solutions Group. We can help you start that planning process right away without having to wait till the fall, because it's going to be a tsunami of people that are going to need help. The vast majority of people are going to need to review their plan. In years past, maybe 20% would review their plan. This year, we're expecting maybe 75 to 80% of people will review their plan, and a large chunk of those people are going to change their plan. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, feel free to do so, and feel free to share this with a friend. Thank you, take care, and stay tuned for more.